Macintosh. But now with the computer out, now everybody knows how to say Macintosh. But
how did I know it was Macintosh?
Because it's on my Facebook page.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's my
right.
maiden name.
Okay.
So, okay.
Good. So, hi everyone, Craig Howard, Diablo, and I'm here with Julie Sodestrom. Julie Sodestrom. I just learned, first of all, that I've been mispronouncing your name for about 5 years now that we've known each other.
It's okay. It's cool.
So, well, thanks for coming today.
Sure.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about you in particular and your experience with CrossFit as we introduce CrossFit to a global community. I want to make sure that we're covering all bases.
Okay.
And you've set an example, I think, for women like you that I think would be hard to match for other people, but you've overcome some of the normal fears and anxieties that people would have joining a CrossFit gym, and I wanted to give people a little bit of insight into that.
Okay.
Cool. So, can I ask the first question is, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 60 next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually thought you were younger than that. So
no,
good. Yes.
Nope. Big
60.
$60.
60 next month. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. And you've been at Diablo CrossFit for how long?
It'll be 5 years in May. So I joined when I was 55.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how did you end up at CrossFit?
So I was almost 200 pounds and depressed, and I joined a small gym that had circuit training, and they had a nutritional plan as well. And I lost 40 pounds, and I got into the habit of exercise on these circuits, and there was a coach there who worked with you, who worked here. He was a part-time CrossFit coach, and that little gym closed. And he approached me and said, you can totally do CrossFit. And so I joined because he believed in me.
Oh.
Pretty much. Like, okay. I was like scared to death of it.
Right.
And he's like, no, you can totally do it. You already have the habit of the exercise, of coming into something.
Right.
And
what was the scariest thing? Like when you say I was scared of it, what were the things or thing that probably scared you the most?
Looking stupid.
Yeah.
Not knowing how to do anything. Sucking wind.
Right.
And just the workout overall. I mean, I'm still scared when I come in. When I see the workout ahead of time, I'm still like, ugh. But I do it.
Yeah.
I do it, and then I'm really proud of myself when I'm done.
Yeah. And just a confession too, to maybe Julie and to others, I think that's a common theme with everybody that comes in. There are workouts that I look at, and I'm scared of doing because I know how I feel. I know how hard it might be.
Right.
But the feeling of accomplishment afterwards and realizing that my fears were somewhat irrational.
Yeah. Yeah. And they scare you, but then you're like, but I want to do it because I'm scared of it.
Right. And I think that carries over probably to other things in life. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
How has the strength and conditioning that you do at CrossFit, how has that helped you in everyday life?
Yeah. Well, I'm stronger.
Right.
My body shape has changed for sure.
Yeah.
I don't care what the number of the scale says. I care about, just eating good and moving.
Right.
And, but I think confident.
Yeah.
Just overall confidence of what my body's capable of. And I could deadlift my husband.
Yeah. And that's
I told him that too.
Yeah. Right.
So that's like really empowering.
Well, it is empowering, right? And as we age, we run into those situations where that might be a thing. I had to help lift my neighbor off my neighbor's wife, suffering from severe Alzheimer's. He came over, knocked on the door, and had me help lift her off the ground.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't do it. So those things do happen.
Yeah.
I love that. What do you think? is for you, what's the, you came into Diablo CrossFit. What's the best thing about Diablo CrossFit?
Oh my gosh.
For someone that's new to Diablo.
So many great things.
How nice.
Community.
Yeah.
Community for sure. Shared misery.
Yeah.
Right? Of just doing a WOD and complaining about it with everybody afterwards.
Yeah.
The encouragement of everyone. The coaches are amazing, and they get to know you, and I love it when a coach is like, you can go heavier, and you're like, oh shoot.
We do need that prod, right?
Yeah.
And on both ends of the spectrum too, where I'm sometimes may try to do stuff that the younger guys are doing, and the coach will stop and say, "That's you're not going to get the results you want out of this workout. You need to lower your weight."
Yeah.
And likewise, in the same respect, we have to tell some people that, hey, you can do more.
Yeah.
It's okay to do more. And we need that prompt, right?
For sure. And I, it's empowering when someone says, I believe in you.
Right.
I believe that you can do better than that. And then you do it and you're like, oh, he was right.
What would you tell someone that's new to Diablo CrossFit, or new to CrossFit in general, that's coming in?
Okay. This is what I did for myself. I sign up for class in advance, and once I sign up, I can't cancel.
Oh.
That's what I tell myself.
Right.
So once it's on the calendar, it stays there.
That's cool.
So it's got to be life or death.
Yeah.
To make it cancel. And I started doing that. I'm a mom. I raised 3 boys. I was a stay-at-home mom. And I decided that working out was my meeting, right? It was like an important meeting that I couldn't cancel. And so it was a meeting for myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And so that's what I did. And then the other thing I would say is, you're not going to know how to do everything, but you just work on the progressions, and then all of a sudden you're doing it.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
It's just improving upon yourself little by little, and it's fun in the process.
Yeah. And that's I love that too, especially as we do get, we start to think of this big, objective that we have out in the future. I want to lose X amount of pounds. I want to get in shape. And we forget about the process, but the process here is, it's hard to tell people. I'm biased, obviously, but the process here is amazing. It's so fun.
It's fun. It's incrementally manageable.
Yeah.
It's again, you're empowered by the people you work out with, and there's so much support and encouragement from people. Like even in the middle of a WOD, when you are struggling and someone is next to you going, "Hey, good job." It makes such a difference. I mean, it makes a huge difference to me when a coach walks by and goes, "Good job, Julie." In the middle of a workout, I'm like, "Oh, he's watching me."
Yeah.
I matter.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the, when people come into the gym, they walk around. There's a lot of fit people here, and it can be intimidating. And I like to tell people that everybody has a backstory. If you come in and you see Julie working out, and she's got a barbell, and she's going from ground to overhead, and then she's running out the door, she's throwing dumbbells around, kettlebells. Julie has become one of those people. But you have a backstory too. And among, of course, being a mom and raising 3 kids, but you've also had to overcome some tough stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna.
No, it's okay.
You're also a breast cancer survivor, and not too distant past.
Right.
A breast cancer survivor.
Right. So I was diagnosed in 2016 and had a lumpectomy. And that there was and radiation, and I did radiation, I was coming in to work out before I went in for my radiation treatments, and until 3 weeks in, and then I just didn't have the stamina to do it any longer. But and coming back was hard, but there was so much support, and I knew that I would get back.
Yeah.
I knew that I just needed to go back to the incremental and go slower, go lighter, and not beat myself up because I wasn't where I was,
Right.
you know. And then I had my gallbladder removed in May, and that was like another month off of recovery and everything. And
so that started in 2016.
Yeah.
You went through the process, the treatments, and
everything's fine.
Everything's fine now. But it kind of culminated. What's interesting is it culminated in an event that we had here at Diablo, where we invited in top athletes from around the world. We did a broadcast for the CrossFit Games Open. Mm-hmm. Hundreds of thousands of people watched it live as Julie completed the workout as one of the three selected athletes from Diablo in front of everyone.
I know. And
crushed it. Crowd watching, hundreds of thousands of people watching online. And that was kind of like the epitome of like, where you were to where you are today. To from 40 pounds overweight to now on TV as someone, people looking at going, there's no way I could do that.
Yeah.
A 59-year-old, doing this, people going, you became that person, the intimidating athlete person that people look at and go, oh, I couldn't do what she did. But I think it's important to know everybody's got a backstory. Julie has a backstory.
And I would not, 5 years ago, I never would have said, oh, in 5 years I'm going to do an open workout.
Right.
That's going to be aired on YouTube. And again, going back to, I said yes to you because it scared me and I didn't want to live into my fear. I told you that. And that's so much of this, of turning 60, and I don't want to be that old person that says, oh, I can't do that. Right. I'm not strong enough, and I don't want to say no to stuff because I'm not physically capable.
And that is really kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate the
feedback.
You, Craig. And it was great to talk to you and get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, and say my name right.
Julie Sodestrom.
Thank you.
Yep. Cheers.
Cut!
Hey, thank you. That was perfect.